I have quite intimate relationships to materials. For me, there's like habits that I've developed over years that I feel like are fruitful to like engaging with materials. When there's so many different textures and things just aren't really in order, for me that forces you into a more sensory engagement with stuff. Putting particular things together create interesting spaces, and like to me that's kind of a narrative. It's like a big hourglass. It's made out of lots of found objects, a lot of plastic. Then there's like the wood elements of the stand. There's like a big inflatable pool. There's a lot of materials that are for other things. Cul-de-sac for me is like a separation from people. Like people can't pass through, you know, it's very insular. And circadian, like the biology, like, you know, 24-hour, and there's a necessity or like a habit to it. I think I just like a title like a movie you'd want to see, like a bit of drama. I'm dealing with experience, which is kind of this really abstract thing. Bodies are these kind of like sponges, and you're like absorbing all this physical data and information, and like what are you supposed to do with that? To broaden that to another currency would be like waste. People acquiring stuff for feeling and for sensation or novelty, or I don't know why people accumulate things and get rid of things. I guess it's like thinking of when do feelings begin and end. The work is kind of made on site and like you're kind of troubleshooting together. I enjoy that for like, you know, a really intense 1 week setup. But it's also just that's kind of how my practices always happen, like a lot of one-night shows. That's how I've developed my practice. I do stuff for myself at home all the time, but I change that process for an audience. There is a gap between what I find interesting versus how to structure that for other people to engage with. I feel like I've made a lot of work that like people really get really alienated by. Yeah, it's just like finding out where my language meets other languages. Like a lot of things don't work on their own. Some things only really work en masse. Certain objects activate different parts of my body, or like they produce like an imagery or something, or like a shape. It's not a very sophisticated way of putting materials together, really. It's kind of quite simple and fast, but I think there's like a physicality or like a balance or an awkwardness or something which is fun to tease out with your body in a space.